front of people's house and that thing be looking good. I pull up, whoop, whoop. No, not just because I was representing the church. I was representing my Father. Don't you ever despise the day of small things. Here David was on the backside of the mountain, tending to his father's sheep. David could have said, ain't nobody watching. Don't nobody see me. I can let one of these sheep go. It don't matter. But David didn't say that. David said, no, I'm going to protect these sheep like they were mine. That's the reason why when the bear showed up and the lion showed up and they grabbed one of the sheep, David could have did like my boy at the club. All right, now, see you. You be careful. No. David says right here in verse 34, he said, and thy servant, when the lion came and the bear took one of the lambs out of the flock, I went after him and I smote him and I delivered it out of his mouth. And he said, and when he rose against me, oh my God. David said, when he rose against me, I smote him again. Bloop, bloop. David said, I put another 2-piece on him. Bloop. My God. Now, see, I want you to catch this verse right here. Don't you miss this verse. If you don't get nothing else when you leave out here, don't miss this verse. How many times David smote him? You reading it. That's what we doing sometimes with our problems, with our lions and our bears. We put the 2-piece on them. Bloop. Then we put another 2-piece on them. Bloop. And we over in our corner. We rejoicing with our hands up. I got him. I got him. And while you over there rejoicing, that enemy, that bear, that lion, he getting up off the canvas. He cracking his knuckles. He popping his neck. And he looking at you saying, you want to hit people with garbage cans. Oh, he coming back. How many of you know if you don't kill him, 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 he's coming back. And when he comes back, he's coming back strong. You got to kill him. You've been given permission to kill him. The enemy of your soul has to be defeated. And it ain't going to work with just a 2-piece. David said, yeah. He said, I put him under subjection. But he rose up again. And he said, I grabbed him by his beard. And this time, I didn't just put a 2-piece on him. I slew him. And another word for slew simply means I killed him. I killed him. So here David is now. And he's looking at this giant. He said, oh, he's telling Coach, I did this in practice. I told you many times, those secret victories that you have, the ones that nobody sees, no accolades, you never know when it's going to be time to step on the field. When you're going to have to produce what you've done in private in public. David said, I've been doing this in private, Coach. Put me in. He said, put these shoulder pads on. David said, I ain't used them in practice. Don't you ever come out from a place with God, doing something with God, and change what you've been doing for man. Don't you ever do that. That's an insult to God. Don't you ever come out of being with God and change what he showed you and do something different because man said. He said, no, sir, I can't put that on. He said, you know they was looking at David, dead man walking. And many people looking at us like that today. But we're not walking in the flesh. We're walking by faith. David said, Coach, put me in. He said, I slew him. Verse 36 says, and thy servant slew both, the lion and the bear. What David was saying essentially, I dealt with my present and I dealt with my past. Some of y'all right now still dealing with issues from your past that you haven't killed yet. And I want you to know right now, it's coming back. It might lay dormant for a while, but I want you to know that thing is coming back. And it's coming back when you least expect it. It ain't going to give you time to get ready for it. And those things that are right in front of you that you ought to be dealing with, stop ignoring them. Stand flat-footed. Say, I got to deal with this thing. It ain't going nowhere until you do. David said, I slew both of them, the lion and the bear. And he said, Coach, this uncircumcised Philistine, he going to be just like one of them. David was bold in the hole, Doc. David said, I'm finna deal with him. Now, them starters, his brothers, them, the people that you think know more than you, got more than you, better than you, them people that you think now. Them people you think, the starters, they were still over there. What is David doing? See, because everybody that you think is better than you, doing better than you, have more than you, more spiritual than you, don't mean that they are. David said, I've been doing stuff in practice. Just because these boys on the field don't mean they better than me. David said, I'm getting ready to show you right now. And that Philistine was still down there walking tall. I wish I would. When he seen David, too, he thought he had one. When he seen David, he said, oh, I got one. And when the bear and the lion see you, until you kill that thing, it's going to think it's got one. Until you put it under subjection, it's going to think it's got you. But as soon as you take dominion in that area and put it under subjection, you'll have victory. David rose up against Goliath. He didn't have no armor on. Sometimes you won't have everything folks say you need to have. I bought 2 properties, and the folks said that you got to be this and be that. I said, God said I could have it. And God gave it to me. God said, just like David, I will deliver him into your hands. I didn't get the 2 properties because I showed up in public. I got the 2 properties because when I was in private, I did what I was supposed to do in private. Too many times we're not operating in private, but we'll try to showboat in public. We got too many show horses and not enough work horses. We need some folks that's going to put some work in. You look good. That's all fine and there, but right now we need somebody to grab that box. We need somebody to do some work. That's what God's looking for today. That's what God is looking for. How many giant killers do we have in the house? How many giant killers do we have in the house? I told you I'm putting the devil on notice. The end of this month, if we obedient as a body of believers, man, you can't imagine what God getting ready to do. Do it in private. Don't try to run up here and show nobody. Do it in private. God going to show you that he'll reward you in public. Amen. We're standing all over the building.